Hello kids, today I'm going to read you a story. It is a story with a moral lesson. There are three characters in this story: a mouse and a lion and a hunter. Once in a jungle there was a mouse that was very naughty by nature. He ate whatever he could get to gnaw upon and then played all day long here and there. One day the mouse was playing as usual at a place where a ferocious lion was fast asleep. When the mouse saw the lion, he came near to him out of curiosity. The tiny mouse observed the lion closely and then got busy in play. He began to run about in the grass and not noticing where he was going. He ran over the lion's head and down his nose. As you can see, the lion is sleeping, but the mouse is bothering him. The mouse ran over the lion's body repeatedly, and finally the lion awoke with a loud roar. When he saw it was a small mouse that had disturbed his sleep, he rushed his paw down over the little mouse. When the great beast was about to open his huge jaws to swallow the tiny creature, "Pardon me, O king, I beg of you," cried the frightened mouse. The lion stopped and looked at the face of mouse. His face showed he was extremely frightened. Seeing the condition of the mouse, the lion became thoughtful. "If you only forgive me this time, I shall never forget your kindness," continued the mouse. "I meant no harm to you, and I certainly did not want to disturb your majesty. If you spare my life, perhaps I may be able to do you a good turn too. Though it seems peculiar, I may prove to be helpful to you some day. Believe me, O king of the forest." As soon as the mouse uttered these words, the lion began to laugh, and he laughed and laughed. "How could a tiny creature like you ever do anything to help me?" And he shook with laughter. When the lion had laughed at the mouse to his heart's content, he again looked toward the helpless mouse that was held tightly under his paw. The lion felt pity for the frightened mouse. He thought as to what good or useful he would do by killing such a tiny creature. Looking down at the little mouse, the lion spoke again in his thunderous voice. "Oh, well, you're not so much of the meal anyway." Saying this, he took his paw off the poor little prisoner, and the mouse quickly scampered away. Some days after this incident, some hunters came to that forest. They had come there to trap a lion so that they could present it to their king. For some days they remained in the jungle and kept searching for a fully grown lion. They finally spotted the same lion and decided to capture him alive so that they could carry him to their king. They set up rope nets in the jungle. The lion who was out for hunting fell into the trap. He roared and thrashed about trying to free himself, but with every move he made, the ropes bound him even tighter. The helpless and sad lion feared he could now never escape, and he roared pitifully. His thunderous bellows echoed through the jungle. The tiny mouse, scurrying about far away, heard the lion's roar. "That may be the same lion who once freed me," he said, remembering the words he had said to the lion, and he ran to see whatever he could be of any help. Discovering the sad state the lion was in, the mouse said to him, "Stop, stop, you must not roar. If you make so much noise, the hunter will come and capture you. I will get you out of this trap." Then, with the sharp little teeth, the mouse gnawed away the ropes until they broke. Now that the ropes had broken loose, the lion stepped out of the net and was free once more. The mouse then said, "Now was I not right? You laughed at what I said to you, but now the truth of my words is proved." "Thank you, a good mouse," said the lion gently. "You did help me even though I am big and you are so little. I have learned two lessons from this. We should not underestimate anyone, however small or insignificant one may seem. Number two, the kindness is always worthwhile. Now, would you accept my friendship?" The mouse readily accepted the offer, and both lived as good friends even after. So, kids, there are two morals of this story. Number one is kindness is always worthwhile. If The lion had never been kinder to the mouse, then he could have died today because there would be no mouse to help him. And number two, however, anyone, however small and insignificant one may seem, we should not underestimate him because God has made everything, everyone with a purpose, and we should never forget this. I hope you like the story. If you like the story, please comment below.